Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me on the Listen Up Real podcast, where I slow down the headlines and cut through the noise and talk about what actually is happening. Today's episode is a mix of queer culture, pop moments, politics, and power, from viral weddings to messy New Year's Eve TV to courts, classrooms, and international backlash, and so-called culture wars. Some stories will make you laugh, some may make you angry, and some may remind us exactly why visibility and resistance still matter. So let's get into it. Our first story is a powerful new short film starring Hudson Williams, best known many fans from Heated Rivalry, has officially been released. Titled Hold Your Back, the 5-minute film follows two men navigating a violent yet deeply passionate breakup. Williams stars opposite Vancouver-based actor and filmmaker Zach Fonzoffs, who also served as the film's writer, director, and editor. Williams additionally produced the project. Zach revealed on social media that the film was completed in 2024 for the Shits and Giggles Film Festival, but had been quietly living on his hard drive ever since. Art should not be hidden in a vacuum, he wrote, acknowledging that while there are things he might do differently, he remains proud of the film and the people who made it. Zach credited Williams as the reason the movie exists and teased many more stories to come. Williams responded by thanking him and saying he was proud to call him both a friend and a collaborator. And could Heated Rivalry becoming a Broadway musical? In a recent interview with Variety, the author, Rachel Reid, sparked fresh excitement when asked whether the hit book, now a TV series, could one day become a Broadway musical. Reid revealed that she still holds the stage rights and admitted that when she first signed the contract, she assumed a Broadway adaptation would never happen. But now, she's not ruling it out. We're talking about all sorts of things right now, she said, a statement that sent fans into speculation mode almost immediately. For a story that keeps expanding its cultural footprint, Broadway suddenly feels a lot less impossible. And I just finished the series last night, and I was honestly not so into it on the first episode. I was into it, but I didn't think it was going to be a good story. And I had many friends telling me to stick by it and keep going. And let me tell you, it is so good. It is such an amazing show. So if you have not watched the series Heated Rivalry, you do yourself a favor and binge it. It's 6 episodes. Our next story is Tom Hardy talks sexuality without apologizing. Tom Hardy is once again reminding the internet that he does not flinch when it comes to honesty. In a resurfaced quote making the rounds online, Hardy said bluntly, "Of course I've had sex with men. I'm an actor, for fuck's sakes. I played with everything and everyone." The comment reignited conversations around sexuality, masculinity, and why audience still feel entitled to label or limit men who refuse to conform. Fans were quick to point out that Hardy's confidence has always been part of his appeal. As a viral post put, if you're not a fan of every inch of Tom Hardy, you might be doing it wrong. Next, Skate Canada pulls events from Alberta over anti-trans law. Skate Canada has officially frozen plans to host any national or international skating events in Alberta, and the reasons couldn't be clearer. The organization cited Premier Danielle Smith's Fairness and Safety in Sports Act, a law widely condemned as a direct attack on trans girls and women. Skate Canada made it clear that provinces legislating discrimination should not benefit from the prestige or economic boost that comes with first-class sporting events. While right-wing commentators continue obsessing over who belongs in which locker room, Skate Canada emphasized something much simpler. Inclusion is not optional. It's a national standard. Alberta just learned that inclusion comes with consequences. Good for you. Next, New York City has a new mayor. The new mayor officially has started in New York City. Mayor Mamdani, just 34 years old, was sworn in during a private midnight ceremony held in the historic Old City Hall subway station. The oath was administered by New York Attorney General Letitia James. Throughout his political career, Mamdani has consistently supported LGBTQ+ New Yorkers, backed anti-discrimination protections, and publicly opposed anti-trans legislation. He has framed queer and trans safety as inseparable from housing, healthcare, and economic justice. For LGBTQ plus communities across the city, his swearing in represents more than a leadership change. It signals whose lives and protections are treated as central to governance. Love that. Also, Mayor Mamdani's pop playlist goes viral. He is winning hearts online, not just through policy, but through pop music. In an interview with Interview Magazine, Mamdani shared a songs that get him hyped, even if his wife prefers calmer mornings. His pickups include Kim Petras, Lil Wayne, and Madonna, even at 8 in the morning. He singled out Petras' song, I Like Your Look, prompting Petras to respond playfully on X, offering to privately send him her new album if he could get horse-drawn carriages banned from Central Park. She followed up with a tongue-in-cheek post referencing her identity as a trans woman, delighting LGBTQ plus fans and cementing Mamdani's reputation as a mayor-elect with unapologetically gay-adjacent taste. Love that. Next, Matt Bomer reunites with fellow Travelers team. While hopes of fellow Travelers continuing as an anthology may be fading, fans have still plenty to look forward to. Matt Bomer is reuniting with executive producer Robbie Rogers and director Daniel Minhani for a new Hulu series titled Foster Dade. The show is based on Nash Jenkins' debut novel Foster Dade Explores the Cosmos. Set on an elite East Coast boarding school, the series explores privilege, scandal, masculinity, sexuality, and pressures of social media, all wrapped up into emotionally charged, queer-inflected storytelling that Creative Trio has become known for. Our next story is EHRC chair response to trans community concerns. The UK's Equality and Human Rights Commission has a new chair, and controversy followed immediately. Dr. Mary Ann Stevenson asked trans people to judge me on what I do after criticism over her past engagement with so-called gender-critical activists. She said she intends to uphold the rights of all protected groups. However, scrutiny remains after it was revealed she probably donated to the legal fund of LGBT Alliance founder Allison Bailey during a lawsuit against Stonewall. For many trans advocates, trust will be built or broken through actions, not assurances. Our next story is gay couple goes viral for deleting Grindr on wedding day. A gay couple has gone viral after sharing TikTok filmed moments before their wedding ceremony. Set to Kim Petras' Alone, the video shows the couple deleting Grindr from their phones together, sealing the moment with a high five. The final shot shows them matching cream suits, embracing as white petals fall around them. While many praised the gesture as sweet and symbolic, others couldn't resist questioning the app was only being deleted on their wedding day. Internet disclosure, as always, was swift and messy. I mean, more than half the couples in this community seem to be in open relationships, so I'm surprised they even deleted it, to be a sassy gay myself. Next, Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen and their New Year's Eve chaos. New Year's Eve television delivered exactly what gays wanted. Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen rang in the new year by fully leaning into the chaos, with heated rivalry becoming one of the topics at hand. From Brandi Carlile stroking the flames to Andy Cohen declaring Stephen Colbert a bossy bottom, the broadcast was gleefully unhinged. It was messy, but it was absolutely fun. Next, Oklahoma Supreme Court blocks Christian nationalist curriculum. The Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that former state education head Ryan Walters violated the state's Open Meeting Act when attempting to force Christian nationalist propaganda into public schools' social studies curriculum. Walters, who resigned before finishing his term to work for the right-wing group opposing woke teachers' unions, claimed the ruling was an attack on Christianity and Donald Trump. The court disagreed, emphasizing transparency, legality, and the separation between religious ideology and public education. When will these people realize not everybody that is in public schools or in any schools are Christian only? There are Hindus, Jews, There's Muslims, there are atheists, you can't force this. Next, U.S. stands alone at the United Nations. The Trump administration found itself isolated on the global stage this month after opposing two United Nations resolutions focused on humanitarian aid and disaster relief. U.S. representatives objected to language addressing climate change, gender and sexual and reproductive health, dismissing the resolutions as a global wish list. Every other nation voted in favor. Humanitarian groups warn that culture war rhetoric is now overriding international cooperation, even when lives are at stake. And continuing with the Trump, his Kennedy Center renaming sparks a lot of backlash. The White House announced it had renamed the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts to include Donald Trump's name, despite federal law requiring congressional approval. Trump-appointed board members voted unanimously for the change. Legal experts say the move has no binding authority without congressional action. Artists, donors, and audiences quickly pushed back, questioning why a national cultural institution was being used to elevate personal branding over artist legacy. And also, there have been many artists that have canceled the performances at the Kennedy Center. And that backlash turned concrete when the Cookers, a highly respected jazz ensemble, canceled their scheduled New Year's Eve performance at the Kennedy Center. In a statement, the group said they remain committed to playing music that bridges divides rather than deepening them, adding that their decision reflected the core values of jazz itself. Despite legal threats from Rick Grinnell, Trump's openly gay ally who now heads the center, more artists are reportedly reconsidering their involvement. And our next story is X offers legal support after anti-trans bathroom photo. Elon Musk's X is under fire after offering legal support to a far-right activist who posted a photo of a trans person in a bathroom without consent. The activist, Michelle Evans, is under investigation and facing criminal charges. Critics argue that framing the case as free speech ignores the fundamental issues of privacy and safety, especially for trans people who are already facing disproportionate harassment. Civil rights groups warn that this sets a dangerous treating the surveillance of trans bodies as protected political expression. And next, local LGBTQ plus protection advanced. This was a quieter but meaningful progress at the local level. Delaware County, Pennsylvania approved an ordinance protecting LGBTQ plus residents from discrimination in housing, employment, and public accommodations. Grove City, Iowa followed with a unanimous vote, passing similar protections. Advocates say these measures provide real legal recourse, especially in states without comprehensive statewide protections. Our next story is University of Oklahoma places trans TA on leave. A trans psychology teaching assistant at the University of Oklahoma was placed on leave after giving a student a failing grade for an assignment lacking academic resources and relying solely on religious ideology. Supporters argue that the case represents a broader trend of trans educators being targeted when enforcing academic standards. Critics warn that allowing ideological pressures to override educational integrity undermines higher education itself. And Jonathan Bailey was crowned box office king. Finally, Variety has named Jonathan Bailey the highest grossing actor of 2025. Between Wicked for Good and Jurassic World Rebirth, Bailey's films have grossed more than $1.3 billion globally, making him a major milestone for out actors in Hollywood. Congratulations, Jonathan. Good for you. And that's it for today's episode of Listen Up Girl, from queer joy and pop culture to courts, classrooms, and global politics. These stories remind us that progress and backlash often exist side by side. Stay curious, stay loud, and take care of each other. I'll see you next time with more LGBTQ plus news. Be sure to subscribe and share this episode if you think somebody needs to listen. Thanks.